Is Jerod Mayo too loyal to Jacoby Brissett?
Yes.
Let's play his sound right here. Roll it. This is Jerod Mayo asked about why Jacoby Brissett is the best fit to be the Patriots starting quarterback.
In my opinion, look, Jacoby's done I'm not going to get into the hypotheticals or why. Look, he's done a good job doing what we've asked. Are there a lot of plays that we could do a better job with? Absolutely. But I will never question his toughness, his dependability, his leadership style for this team, and that's what we need right now.
You hear that?
Toughness. I'm taking notes. Toughness, dependability,
leadership style.
Leadership.
And that's what we need right now. Hey, the product out there is so bad. I need someone just to keep these guys locked in and willing to show up because it's that awful. So that's why we need them on the field.
Yeah, listen, I'm not buying that. Toughness, dependability, leadership. You get that in a backup quarterback, which is exactly what Jacoby Brissett is.
Welcome back.
I told you from the beginning.
Welcome back.
You should have started Drake Maye from the beginning.
Yep.
I understand the offensive line stinks. We can all see it. But my goodness gracious, you know what you need with a bad offensive line? A quarterback who can actually move. Oh, what a concept.
He was doing that weeks 1 through 3.
You mean if our offensive line goes, ole, and lets someone through, we got a guy back there who can tuck it and run. Maybe he is running for his life, but you know what he's doing? Running. And you know what happens when you run forward? You move the chains. I mean, can we get some creative play calling for Drake Maye? Can we get him out on the move? Let him throw on the move. You know who's running a college offense in the NFL? Do you? Cliff Kingsbury and the Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels. Have you seen him play? He's literally running a college offense. You know what that's called? Creativity. Knowing your personnel. Knowing your player. Playing to his strengths. So here's an idea. Our offensive line sucks. Let's play the slowest quarterback in the league who can't move, and he doesn't have a big arm, and we don't have any weapons for him. Yeah, real genius. But you know what he has, according to Jerod Mayo? Toughness, dependability, leadership. Everyone's going to get fired. That's what those attributes gives you. He's a great guy. That's what you say on the way out of the door. He was a great guy, but you got to go. You need some talent, man. You need some swag. You need someone in there, that youthful exuberance, that let's go, guys, we can do this. That's what you need. Drake Maye's who you need.
It's great to have you back.
It's good to be back, man. It felt good. Thanks.
I disagree with everything you just said.
I know, you always have. You probably love this. Oh, let's just stick with Jacoby Brissett. You and Jerod Mayo, you know what you need to do? You two need to sit down and just have a cup of Joe together and just talk about toughness, dependability, and leadership.
Give me your pen real quick.
That's what you need to do.
This is what we would do.
Me and Drake Maye would be in the back making plays.
We would sit down, have a cup of coffee, and I'd hand him this piece of paper. Tell me what I just wrote. What I just wrote.
Well, other than the cuss words at me, he said, left table.
Tackle, you idiot.
Oh.
Moron.
Hey, I speak for a living. I don't read.
That's a C, and Ellen. That's a bad E.
Left table.
You cannot continue to roll out Jacoby until you have an actual left tackle. Not DeMontre Jacobs.
Yeah.
Who's been a practice squad guy and is your fourth stringer.
Oh.
Not Vidarian Lowe, because Elliot Wolf may like his long arms. He's not a starting left tackle.
No.
Not Caden Wallace, who you don't have anymore because he was on crutches and a walking boot, so I don't see him playing on Sunday against the Dolphins.
Right.
And you can't play Drake Maye if David Andrews isn't out there. That is a commodity. That is a player. That is a leader with toughness, dependability, leadership. You cannot lose. But how quickly he got ruled out against San Fran, that's not good for Sunday.
I know.
And Sunday's a winnable game.
It is.
I went into that 49ers-Patriots matchup, and I promise you, Trav, on everything that I hold dear to my heart, I said, I'm going to go in with an open mind. And if this offensive line is okay, and Jacoby holds on to the ball too long, and just doesn't make winning plays, then I'll say put in Drake Maye.
Okay.
Offensive line was awful.
It was.
Awful.
It was. It was.
Awful.
It was.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like worst in the league.
Jacoby stopped moving, which he did weeks 1 through 3. He is starting to get skittish in the pocket where he's anticipating pressure to be there. Right. It's not there.
That's right.
Holding on to the ball too long. He's trying not to lose. He's looking and reading the field and saying, I don't want to throw an interception, instead of reading the field and saying, this is where I have to throw the ball.
Yes.
Drake Maye would give you that. But when you lose to David Andrews and the offensive line is that bad, I cannot take it. Because what has Jacoby Brissett done? Weeks 1 through 3, he was extending plays, being creative, going off schedule, going off platform. Week 4, he didn't do any of that. You know what Jacoby Brissett has done? Digressed.
He has.
You know what Drake Maye would do? Digress. And that's my thing. So if I'm sitting down with Jerod Mayo, I'm going, wait, I have 3 cups of coffee, not 2. And he goes, who's the third for? I go, get Elliott in here. And I go to both of them. I go, left tackle. Donovan Smith is out there. I don't care. He's 1,000,000 years old. I don't care. He's been sitting on his couch. He took every rep of his NFL career at left tackle. You two suckers came into this season with this plan, and it's failing. We're 4 games in.
Yeah.
What did I've said week 13, right? I'm like, this scandal. Did not know it'd be this bad.
No, it's bad.
And so now you have a 4th string left tackle, Sidney Sobak in a starting guard. Good. Nick Leverett, a backup center. Layden Robinson, who people loved week 1 and 2. Yes, he's a tough mother effer as a run blocker. Coming out as a 4th-round pick, he was known to be a good run blocker, a work in pass protection.
Sure.
Malik Collins took his lunch, back-to-back plays, including all afternoon long yesterday. And then your right tackle, Mike Onwenu, can only do so much being in that spot. This offensive line's terrible. Is he too loyal to Jacoby Brissett? I don't think so. He's being protective over Drake Maye. And to find his reasons why to have Jacoby out there, maybe you could say loyal to a fault a little bit. That leadership, that toughness, that durability, that matters. Because if he puts out Drake Maye now, it's hitting the panic button. And if he puts out Drake Maye now, Jacoby's not going to make it to the end of the season.
No.
Drake Maye won't either.
Ugh.
Drake Maye will not either.
Well, then this is a bigger conversation, which is I will give you your flowers because you told me all off season. Don't play Drake Maye behind this offensive line. It's going to be putrid, and it is worse than we even thought it would be.
I've said if the offensive line gets it done, put him in. I've said that. I've said it. And the receivers aren't getting separation.
Right.
The execution isn't there. Get Tyquan Thornton the hell off the field. Go look at practice squads. I do not care. Go find someone.
Yeah.
You know? Jalen Hyatt's not playing for the Giants. Just figure out a trade. Give them a 7th rounder for him. Because Brian Dable hates him for whatever reason. Get Jalen Hyatt. Get Donovan People-Jones from the Detroit Lions practice squad.
Sure.
That's fine. Go give 2 day 2 picks. Go give 3 to the Bengals. I don't care. Get T. Higgins in the building and then extend him with your $50 million cap space.
Yeah,
and then go sign a left tackle. You have to do it.
It's interesting, too. By the way, they're going to draft that. We know that.
That's fine, but I need one for this year. And that's why give Donovan Smith $1.5 million.
Right.
Hey, you want to make $1.5 more million? Dude, we just need you to be there.
Yeah. You know, when you watch, I brought up Jaden Daniels, right? You watch him, and everyone's in love with that kid in D.C., and rightfully so. Caleb Williams now starting to get it together in Chicago. Bo Nix has been playing well in Denver. But you look at these rookies, and it's like, well, when does our guy get a chance to play? I actually think, in talking this out with you, it's not so much looking around at the other rookies around the league and the success that they're having. I would harken back to look at what happened to Bryce Young in Carolina.
Thank you.
Because that's a situation, as you were describing what's going on here in New England, my brain immediately, and look, don't get it twisted. I want to see Drake Maye because I'm not so convinced that, like George is, that this guy, where you're going to ruin him. But I do think it is a fair point to point out and to bring up. Bryce Young had a lot of the same issues. There was not a proper offensive line there. There was not, by all accounts, a big boy offensive system even. I have not seen anything from this New England Patriots offense schematically.
And to your point,
that's been impressive to me. There were no weapons there for Bryce Young. Unlike Drake Maye, he was not the physical. Mm-hmm. Drake Maye physically is prototypical, quite frankly, for what you want in an NFL quarterback. Bryce Young is smaller.
Yeah,
but it appears as though Bryce Young's ruined. Like, I mean,
oh yeah, he's done.
It appears to me like
he digressed. He digressed from his rookie season to his sophomore season.
And he got the hell beat out of him too.
Yeah.
So, you know, I do understand that. My thing is, at this point, I'm willing to roll the dice on that because this defense, now the 49er game, you look at the final score and you say 30-13, they weren't in it. Jets 24-3, they weren't in it. They were in these games.
That final score is closer than it was.
That's exactly right. And that's where I'm going here.
Oh, Patriots got blown out.
This defense is keeping you in games to a certain extent. if the offense is 3 and out every time, what the hell do you think's going to happen? Of course, the defense at some point is going to fall apart, and that's why you see these scores the way they are. I say that to say, if Drake Maye is in this lineup and he can give you anything, if he can give you any kind of spark, you're going to steal some of these games because the defense is keeping you in them. I do not believe Jacoby Brissett brings you that element at all.
He doesn't.
And that's why I'm willing to roll the dice.
But what do you want a spark for? To win 4 or 5 games in 2024?
Now, so that's a bigger picture conversation because that's fair.
I don't.
That
you
is
just
fair.
said it. Bryce Young was broken.
Yes.
I've got it. I've workshopped this take. I still got to get it out.
All right.
The one comp I would give Drake Maye is Justin Herbert. Drafted by the Chargers in 2020 under Anthony Lynn and Brandon Staley. He went through some bad coaching.
Defensive coach.
Well, hold on. Offensive line was awful.
Yeah.
Then they gave Rashawn Slater, Joe Alt, Zion Johnson, right? It took them 3 years, 3 different drafts, 3 different first-round picks.
Coach.
Right?
Yep.
And Jim Harbaugh.
Yep.
Justin Herbert had 44 starts under his belt coming out of Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Drake Maye's only played 26 games in college.
Mm-hmm.
That actual football experience does matter. And
Of course.
And Herbert came out. It wasn't questions of his mechanics or anything. It was just ability.
Yep.
Which we see his arm now.
Yep.
Drake Maye, it's mechanics. Mm-hmm. Now, what we've seen and heard from practice, from players, from assistant coaches, his progressions are there. His IQ is there, making all those reads. It's there. But still, that's a lot less football experience under his belt. And that's a thing. I don't care about 2024. Mm-hmm. But it is important. Foundation years, Jerod Mayo said it. Building blocks as well, right? Mm-hmm. You establish it. But 2024, you can't let it cost you your quarterback in 2027 and beyond.